clue what this one is,
How do you not got
Muriel.
this one?
It looks a very nice quality one, doesn't it?
No, I mean, what is this? Do you not know?
No.
Right, well, this is what we've gone to that Knott End nursery for.
Yeah.
We've gone to look for Proctor apple.
Ah, right.
And this is the famous one
Yeah.
in Lancashire.
Yeah.
Particularly suitable for these wetter, windier areas. And they were planted a lot around the farms before the First War because the Hutton farm had got set up, and the guy who was in charge of fruit there went round to the farms encouraging them to plant apples, and he particularly mentioned this. It's a useful one. It is only a cooker, although as I said to an old lady, we knew about it because we knew the family that were here before us had an earlier time at Wardsley Farm.
Yeah.
And they used to talk about this Proctor apple trees at their farm, and they had so many, they sold them. And I asked her, the old lady still, when she was really in the last years, I said, tell us about the Proctor apple, because I'd never seen one.
Yeah.
She said, oh, well, I said, what's it like? She said, is it red? Is it green? What's it like? Well, it's a bit of red and a bit of green. And I said, well, can you eat it?
Yeah.
Well, you can. So basically...
Not a ringing endorsement,
no,
then.
it is actually a cooker.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is rock hard.
Yeah.
It will keep forever, nearly. I've kept these, stored them, of course, picked them carefully, and stored them carefully. Kept them right through till May and June the following year.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Because they're rock hard.
Yeah.
Now, my husband always said, well, I like that because they're part bred crab, that's why. I mean, they'll stand the weather. And the other thing is, you look carefully, they're not hanging on a stalk, they're fastened on, welded onto them.
Right.
So you can get a thumping great gale and they'll not come off.
Yeah.
There has been one or two.
So how do you store them?
Squirrels.
Do you wrap them, or?
No, I don't.
No?
I've got some... we've made a sort of cupboard with an open cage front.
Right.
To keep vermin out, really.
Right.
And I've got some cages I hang up from the ceiling in the barn.
So are they all separated?
No.
Or not?
They take potluck.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they do, you spread them out.
Yeah, yeah.
But you just keep your eye on them, don't you?
Yeah.
But they're best left, these, till after Christmas.
Yeah. We used to wrap ours in newspaper, big sort of big cooking apples, wrap them in newspaper, put them in a barrel down the cellar. But you used to go down in the cellar, put your hand in the barrel and get out half a dozen apples. And 3 might be black.
But they hadn't spoiled the others,
And
the
three,
famous bad
three
apple
might
story.
Be absolutely unblemished.
No. Well, this is so prolific. I mean, I hacked a bit off it last year, but it really wants to be a huge tree.
Yes.
But I've got it that I cut it so that I'm not going to climb up there. I'm just going to do some fruiting. Let's have it where I can reach them, really.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
so many.
doing well, isn't it?
There's a story about this too, you know. The old folks at Worsley. I don't know what year it was. It must have been the late 20s sometime. Let me just think again. Sorry, I can't remember.
You can't remember.
I mean, hang on, I can't remember the
20s.
story. No, but she was telling me the story. When did they leave? No, it must have been in the late 20s because they left Worsley in the late 20s.
Yeah.
They came here. Right, so it's sometime in the late 20s. Now, there was a massive gale in September and they blew all the apples off everywhere. If you look in the old Preston Guardian on microfilm, you'll see a picture of orchards and they were thick with apples underneath, all the crops that come off, which they can remember that as being a particularly devastating time because, I mean, they relied on this to sell. Anyway, so what happened was Hartley's, the jam makers from Southport, came round and bought all these windfalls.
Yeah.
So they didn't lose completely, but Hartley's must have done quite well out of it. But it must have been a bad to rip them off because they don't. Some of the others have a stalk and they soon rip off. These don't. They glue on. Actually, I'm not sure about that. Does that green sweet sit on tight? But anyway, these are good. Just look how they pair up together. You can touch them and nothing happens, you know. So this is the one we've gone to that Knott End nursery for. said, oh yes, I got a Proctor, and there we go. So, but it's heck.
So I don't think there's a nursery in Knott End now, is
I
there?
don't know about
Or
that.
is it Priestle? On the way to Knott End, there's a couple of places.
It's on the road going towards. It might be.
Yeah.
I haven't. I mean, that's 30 years back now.
There's some odd places out there. Some small Eagland Hill and
Yeah, it was well on. It was not so far off. It perhaps wasn't right at Knott End.
Stalmine.
Phil will know about this place. I don't know. It looked like they were sort of winding up, really.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they had these trees and they were quite big, really.
Yeah.
And the greenhouses were looking past it.
Right.
So it looks like he'd retired and this lady was running it more as a little garden centre, really. But Phil knew that this man had specialised in old varieties suitable for this area.
Yeah.
Or suitable for Lancashire, anyway.